Was it a move by Zelensky to gain public support? Actually, did Trump and Zelensky receive the same briefing and have similar expectation for the meeting? Or did Trump set up Zelensky to reveal his behavior behind closed doors? Hi, this is Josephine, and welcome to the People's Perspective, where we dive into the complex world of social and political issues. If you believe change is needed and want to understand the forces shaping our world, you are in the right place. Firstly, please excuse my voice as unfortunately I got cold, and thank you for bearing with me till the end. But I could not resist to skip this week to give my thoughts on this scandalous topic. And oh boy, it is for all the political observers and the diplomacy lovers. This one is a real gem for you. Like everyone else, my friend's impression was, what the F did I just watch? Honestly, I've never seen theater like this in the world of politics. But here we are in 2025, and as J.D. Vance said in Munich, there is a new sheriff in town, and he delivers. But as always, let's break down the facts before we get into the juicy gossips because I have something that no one else has pointed out. As we all know, US Ukraine relations have been on edge lately, especially since the new US administration has been working closely on ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine to resolve the war started by Putin's forces in 2022. This caused serious controversy between the US, the EU, and Ukraine, and even here in Switzerland, as I explained it in my last video. Surprisingly, the current president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, traveled on February 28 to Washington for a series of meetings, including now the infamous one with the President Trump, Vice President Vance, and US Secretary of State Marco Rubio. These four gentlemen took seats in the White House Oval Office for a press conference before signing a so called mineral deal, which was supposed to be a win win situation for both Ukraine and the US. The deal would provide Ukraine with much needed funds for post war, as some part assumed, reconstructions and supply the US with crucial minerals needed for battery or for computers or, for example, solar panel production. The meeting lasted for almost an hour and was supposed to conclude with lunch. And some explained that that was the reason that the whole thing happened. And do you really think that at this level of politics, an empty stomach could cause such a problem? Uh, Me neither. So, how did this happen?
Or we've been alone, and we are thankful. I said
You,
thanks
you haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid
thank-
president, $350 billion.
You voted
We gave
for
you
your
military equipment.
Some people commented that Zelensky was ambushed by Trump and J.D. Vance and was pressured about, for example, why he doesn't wear a suit. Well, I wouldn't describe Zelensky as a victim. Obviously, he has choice of military style clothing, and this is a PR move. And of both sides could have simply let it go. Others pointed out that the meeting lasted for 50 minutes and that the first 40 minutes went really well. But did they really? This is also the time when some journalists decided to question Zelensky's wardrobe, as well as this happened.
Both sides, we're losing a lot of soldiers, and we want to see it stop, and we want to see the money get put to different kinds of use, like rebuilding
the very beginning of war because he's a killer and terrorist. But I hope that together we can stop him. But for us, it's very important to, you know, to save our country, our values, our freedom, democracy, and of course, no compromises with the killer about our territories. But it will be later.
These are opening statements from both gentlemen. Obviously, they sound like they are from two different movies. Trump is being polite and expressing his gratitude, while Zelensky is clearly on defensive and being gentle. What I think we can observe here, they come from two different fronts with quite opposite agendas. Did they receive different briefings or did someone not get the memo at all? Now, while the main part of the meeting went smoothly, we got gems like this.
They gave a lot, but they gave much less.
No,
Much less.
no, no.
Okay.
Okay.
Despite having two different agendas, they kept up friendly conversation. So, what went wrong? Actually, at around the 40-minute mark, Vice President Vance jumped into answering the question from a journalist. He was praising Trump for his actions and his attitude toward peace and what is the true democracy. Please have a look.
The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
But until that point, it was a normal press conference. Journalists would ask the questions and one of two presidents would respond. And instead of letting it continue like that for some unknown reason, Zelensky decided to start a private conversation with J.D. Vance about the diplomacy by asking.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed with him with gas contract. Gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking.
The rest is history.
What about
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
you invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak-
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days.
So, WTF I just watched. Like, what had happened? Well, they set him up. They set him up hard. It was an obvious move from Trump's side to showcase how Zelensky handles sensitive matters and how he refuses any discussions if it involves peace. How he behaves behind doors, behind the closed doors. Don't believe me? Here is Trump himself saying exactly that.
We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long.
Yes, they set him up. And he took the bait. He could have played it cold, but obviously, peace is not where Ukrainian's president sees himself. Not only him, nor two European leaders who rush to their phones posting messages of support for Ukraine on X Twitter. Ironically, a platform they claim to spread misinformation. At this point, it is not about who is right and who is wrong, who started. Maybe Trump's ego is driving his push for peace, or maybe it's a genuine opportunity to stop loss of lives on both sides. After the whole spectacle, one journalist asked a very important question. What if Putin breaks the ceasefire?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out.
I understand that for some, especially Eastern Europeans, considering peace with Russia and Putin seem impossible right now. Watching from the distance gives me a broader perspective. I have always supported peace. You may ask me how I can support such monster as Putin, but honestly, Putin is safe and he will always be. I'm thinking about the ordinary people on both sides of the conflict who are living through unimaginable horrors, about the future generations who will grow up in mutual hatred. In the end, we are all the same people, and under different circumstances, if we sat at the same table, we would probably share the same laughter and worries. This is what I wish for all of us: peace and sit at the table. And you? What are your thoughts on this? Do you think Trump really set up Zelensky up? I'm clearly about 100% about it. Why do you think he did it? And what do you think where this situation bring us? Is it going to bring peace, or as Trump is scaring us, World War III? I am looking forward to hear from you. If you find value in this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Please like if you like it, or unlike if you don't. And hey, if you have any other thoughts or you want to comment something, please leave a note below. I am uploading stories like that every Sunday around evening Zurich time, so I hope we meet again. But for now, thank you for watching till the end. And as always, stay informed, stay engaged, and remember, knowledge